I'm your host S'mores, and tonight it's going to be race 7 of the playoffs. We're going to kick off the round of 6, I believe, as 6 drivers are still in the hunt for the championship in the Checkered Flag Racing League. And we're going to be heading to Kentucky tonight after having an off week to get our emotions out of Talladega. So tonight we got Kentucky for y'all for the league race tonight, and joining me tonight, only one of us tonight joining me, is Darth Kylo. How you doing, Kylo?
Doing fine, S'mores. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. Now, Kentucky is a kind of unique mile and a half. It had a configuration done about, I think, like 2016. So the asphalt is still kind of new, not really, but it's definitely got a unique layout to it from how they repaved and reconfigured the track. So, do you think how the layout's going to be slightly different over we ran on this configuration for the past few races? Do you think that'll come into play since we've gotten used to it?
I think it very much will, because, of course, I feel that with this new configuration of Kentucky, or like the most recent configuration of the track, mind you, it's kind of like a better version of Texas, where, of course, the banking is greater in turn 1 and 2, but a little bit flatter in turn 3 and 4. And I feel like that kind of configuration will definitely test these drivers tonight.
And also, a unique little attribute is on the apron on the front stretch. Apparently there's a bump that if you hit it just right, your car will shoot sideways out into the wall. So that's a spot of the track where you don't want to hit as you want to be racing for the win tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of like that glitch spot in turn 3 at Daytona, where if you hit it just right, it'll spin your car around. And I'm sure, knowing that, a lot of these drivers are probably going to try to stay off the apron on the front stretch if they want to make moves.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, the 6 drivers are still going for the championship. Ryan, needing a win 2 weeks ago at Talladega to get into the round of 6, he did just that. It came down to almost a 4-wide finish between him, Bradley, Mike Mann, and Mindkiller, I believe. Then it came down to a 4-wide finish, and Ryan just edged out, I believe, Mike Mann for the win. Punched his ticket to the round of 6, and the 5 other drivers that joined him are Tegan, Mike Mann, Bradley, and of course you got Ryan. I believe NSP is still in the hunt for the title. And there's one more that I'm missing off the top of my head. Yeah, I believe I'm missing one.
All right, so the top 6 are Tegan, Bradley, JB, Mike, Ryan Parsons, and NSP.
So I was missing one. I was missing Jared. I knew it was on the tip of my tongue, but oh well. But those are the 6 drivers going for the championship. The round of 6 are Kentucky, Fontana, and I think it's Richmond. No, not Richmond. It's Bristol.
Yep, it is Kentucky Auto Club in Bristol, and that makes up the Earnhardt round of the CFRL Cup Series playoffs.
Yep. Can we join yet?
I believe. I'd say give it another minute, and we'll probably be able to join in.
Okay. And meanwhile, while we wait to hop into the action here, I'll give you all a starting lineup for tonight's race. Row 1 is the 22 of NSP and the 14 of Ryan. Row 2 is the 88 of Bradley, the 8 of Spencer. Row 3 is the 9 of Mike Mann, the 41 of JB. Row 4 is the 77 of Kevwan, making his return to the Cup Series, who competes in the second division, the National Series. And Tegan in the 4 will be alongside him. Row 5 will be the 24 of Weasel and the 12 of Harris, and rounding out the field is Incog in the 18. Now, who are you keeping an eye on for tonight's race?
Well, I'm definitely keeping an eye on NSP and Ryan, because even though it is a new round and all the points are reset, They are the two guys below the cut line, so it should be interesting to see what they're able to do tonight.
Yeah, I got my eye on Bradley and Mike, man. Not those two, because and Tegan, you can never always count out, never always count out that 4 car Tegan. He'll be one up being up there as well, but he's starting a little further back than he would like to. But Bradley and Mike Man had incredible speed at Richmond 3 weeks ago. Just lost out just by a nose, about a car length behind Tegan. So I would not be surprised if he carried that momentum, that second place finish, along with another second place finish at Talladega 2 weeks ago. Got that momentum built up heading into tonight's race.
I think we may go ahead and join in.
Okay. Yep, they're already underway.
Yeah, we kind of missed the start of the race, but that's alright, because they're only on lap 2.
Yeah. So they would have just started the race. Which is okay. Better than joining in like 5 laps in.
Or worse yet, halfway through the race.
At that point, why are you even showing up?
Exactly. And we're just joining in here, and we're already seeing Bradley making a move on NSP for the lead.
Yep, he just cleared him off in turn 2. Got Harrison the 12 in the back of the pack. There's Kevlon in the 77 giving a shot to Bradley already for the lead.
And NSP's making a move on the outside. He wants. Oh, there goes Kevron in the back.
Yep.
Only 1 car incident, no caution though.
Yep. He gets it going. Oh, NSP had a bad start, bad turn 1 and 2 there. Stacked up Weasel in the 24, and Mike moves up the 3rd in that 9 car. Got Ryan in 2nd in the 14, and then you got the leader Bradley in the 88.
And NSP is still up high, and he's dropped all the way to the back now.
Yeah, he dropped all the way to the back of the pack. We got a battle for 2nd starting to brew up here between Ryan and Mike Man. I believe you want to be on the inside lane here in 1 and 2. Seems to be the fastest way around. As I said that, the 9 clears the 14 for 2nd on the bottom. Oh, Ryan hit the wall for turn 2. And that wall will sneak up on your turn 2. As soon as you hit it, you lose a lot of speed. Didn't take long for Tegan in the 4 to make his way up through the field. He's already up into the number 4 position and car number 4, trying to get by Ryan, his teammate, for 3rd. Got the Stewart House cars all in the blanket here through 5th. Oh, Tegan on the apron a little bit in 1 and 2. That'll make him lose some momentum as the 41 jumps to the outside for 4th.
Yeah, but Tegan's gonna hold on to that 4th spot though.
Not for long though. He's pitting. Huh.
An unscheduled stop for the 4 car Tegan, as we got a battle for the lead here between Bradley and Mike.
Right on board here with Ryan, watching this battle for the lead. Now the end of stage 1 would be the end of 33, lap 33. So maybe the field view window's open so they can try to make it to the end of the stage.
Interesting strategy.
Tegan's coming out of the pits now. Got a side-by-side battle for 4th brewing between what's his name, Harris and Incog in the 18 as well, and JB in the 41. Looks like that battle was sorted itself out. Meanwhile, battle for the lead's heating up again.
Here comes Mike on the inside of Bradley.
Contact between the 9 and the 88.
And that inside line, like you said, is the preferred way around turn 1 and 2. And now looks like Ryan got a run off that corner, and he's gonna try to make a move on him too.
Look like he just checked up in the middle of the backstretch there, because he didn't want to make a move going into 2 and 3. So put that 9 car out front, carrying the momentum from Talladega and Richmond.
And even though the Richmond race was 3 weeks ago, he still has that race on his mind because he knows he should have had that one. He's making his presence felt now.
Also, a little thing to keep in mind, the yellow line is not on the seam of where it separates the track from the apron. Especially on the front stretch, I don't know, it comes out a little squirrely when you come out of the tri-oval, which is a little interesting for this type of track. But turns 1 and 2, I believe in the turns, the yellow line is not on the seam of the actual apron, so you got to keep that in mind too. Because I've already saw a couple times Bradley got in a little bit of the apron with help from Kevlon, so it's going to be a little interesting how the apron might de-wedge the car, but it might not de-wedge it too much or too little.
It could probably be due to the error in the programming when they were recreating the track for the game.
I think it was actually like that in real life too. I think it was actually like that.
Well, I wouldn't really know because I haven't really watched any of the Kentucky races before 2020.
Well, they last ran in 2020, so you don't have to worry about that. Meanwhile, Spencer is hounding Harris here. This for 5th place. Got Mike Man spreading his lead a little bit out of 2nd place Bradley. And then you got Ryan on. About had a little moment there between Ryan and Bradley. It looks like the battle for 2nd team up now.
Yeah, and Mike's probably saying, "Hey, you two, keep battling. I want to extend my lead."
Same for 4th place, because these two side by side slow each other down. A little contact there between the 14 and the 88.
More contact.
And Bradley just let him go. I think Bradley was not anticipating Ryan to keep continuing going straight in the corner, so he started turning earlier than him and wasn't expecting it.
And while they're battling, that's going to allow the 4th, 5th, and 6th place cars of JB, Harris, and Spencer to catch right up to them.
Yep.
So now we're going to have a 5-car battle for 2nd.
Using all that racetrack, all the 41 and the 12, on the apron of the front stretch. Meanwhile, Weasel and Kevlon having a little battle here in the back of the pack. I believe this is for 9th place, since Tegan is a lap down because he pitted. And Kevlon will get the spot.
Let Kevlon have it.
Yep. One on board here with Spencer here, currently in 6th position. Gabby disappointed that he missed out on the round of 6 because of Ryan's win. So he's going to be driving with a little bit more aggression on his mind, knowing there are 4 races left in the season in 4 more weeks. And then the off-season comes and try to get it ready for next year.
And I think he just wants to play spoiler.
It's kind of interesting that the top 6 cars have all separated themselves into like a little kind of bubble, so to speak, because they all like literally have a gap in between each other.
And now that Ryan and Bradley are no longer side by side, that's going to allow Ryan to try and catch back up to Mike, which it looks like he is.
You also gotta be aware that as the one goes on, these cars will tend to get looser as the one goes on, especially coming off of turn 2. That'd be the trouble spot for most of these cars.
Pretty much the entirety of turn 1 and turn 2 is going to be very treacherous for these guys with worn tires.
Yeah, because the car wants to get loose on its own, and you have to counteract the car by turning a little to the right there. As Spencer makes a move on the inside of Harris here for 5th place. And Harris will be falling back to 6th at the line, but can he hold on to it on the outside? No, he will not. Put that 8 car back up in the top 5. Dump all the dirty air onto the nose of Harris, mid Spencer.
It looks like we've got a battle brewing between Bradley and JB for 3rd place.
Yeah, it seems like JB is able to exit the corner a little lower than Bradley there, especially in turn 4. And they're using, like I mentioned, they're using all the apron in the front stretch. JB dove in hard in the turn 1, but he's going to lose it on the exit.
Yeah, and it also looks like that JB enters turn 1 and 2 a little bit lower than Bradley as well.
Bradley noticed that in turn 3 and 4, so he didn't hit it lower that time by.
But it looks like he's sliding up a little bit. That might allow JB to catch back up.
But the Bradley and JB are losing touch of the 2 leaders.
Speaking of which, it looks like Ryan has caught up to Mike, and we've got a battle for the lead now.
Yeah, Ryan seems to have the faster car here over Mike Man here. Get up to that battle. Right on board here with Ryan, see how he anticipates to try and make his move. Interesting that he didn't cut the apron there on the front stretch like Mike did.
Well, I think Ryan may have a fast enough car to where he doesn't even have to cut the apron.
Oh, he hit the wall there on the little bit of the backstretch. That lost him some time there. And he's basically falling in his tire tracks, but not this time in 3 and 4. He was able to be low in the corner, get some clean air on that nose. Very late to cut the apron there for Mike Man. Usually don't want to cut the apron that late into the trioval.
Yeah, it'd be very risky to do so.
Oh, Ryan drove it hard in turn 3 that time by. Got a battle for 5th here up again between Spencer and Harris.
Looks like Spencer is going to try to make the move on the outside for 4th.
That'd be for 5th.
My apologies.
And the battle for the lead's trying to heat up as well. You got Mike on the outside, and looks like Ryan's trying to get on the inside. And a battle for 3rd as well.
Well, Harris holds on to the 5th spot.
Contact between the 41 and the 88.
Ryan's pitting.
Yep. Hancock just came off the pit road as well. And meanwhile, now it's the battle for 2nd between the 41 and the 88. JB on the apron, trying to cut the front stretch. Oh, Bradley got loose there, I believe, in the middle of the corner, cut down into the 41. They're on the apron. They're getting loose and making contact with each other.
Yeah, but JB makes the move stick.
Yeah, these cars are already tending off to the loose side. Like I mentioned, that's going to be the trouble area, turn 2. Just about had a wreck there.
But luckily, everybody kept it straight.
Yep, we stay green. The Lions coming off a pit road now. Saw Harris there on the 12, exited really low and off of turn 2 with Spencer up in the middle lane. Trying to carry the momentum.
Yeah, but he's keeping Spencer at bay here.
Meanwhile, Ryan on these fresh tires can see what he could do. Guy's left side's on that apron. Help turn the car a little bit. Looks like Mike's pitting.
Mike's coming in.
Yep, he'll get over the lead to the 41 and JB. And there's Peace on pit road as well. Right on board here with Bradley. As he hounds the back bumper of his future teammate. Got a nice one in the middle there, turn 2. Got
all
on
the
the
way
apron.
down on the apron.
JB got loose. He's going to go the inside for the lead. And JB will let him have it. Put the 88 car out front of Kentucky. Oh, they use up all the way strike off of turn 4. Head back into turn number 1. And he also, while they were side by side, allowed the 12 and the 8 to close in a little bit.
Keep in mind, all these guys still need to make a pit stop.
Yep.
And Bradley's coming in.
It's so expensive. And I believe they'll make it 2 cars that have yet to pit. That'll be JB and Harris. Harris driving to the inside for the lead. JB cut his nose. He shut the door on him. He blocked inside. He's going to go to the outside. And I believe they're going to be pitting this time by. And yes, they are. That will complete the cycle of green flag pit stops before the end of the stage. And I believe they'll hand the lead over to Ryan once pit stop cycle through, because he got out ahead of Mike. But I believe Mike pitted like, I believe, 2 or 3 laps later than Ryan, so he might have the fresher tires. Spencer's coming out of the pits now in the 8 car. He's going to put out in front of Encock here in the 18.
Yeah, and it looks like he has a 1 corner lead over Mike, man. Ryan does.
Yeah, Tegan being the first car that start the cycle. He's up now to Bradley for I believe this will be for 3rd on track. But he's got the oldest tires in the field. Looks like Ryan's going to be catching a little bit of lap traffic here, possibly, coming to the end of the stage.
And it looks like he'll be catching up to Kevron.
Yep. JB is actually in 2nd. So it looks like the Haas cars have gotten ahead of Mike in the 9.
Kevron's coming in, so Ryan won't have to deal with him.
Yep. Right on board here with JB, see if he can track down his teammate Ryan here for the win and the stage win. He's gaining ground on him though, but I don't know if he has enough time.
He might not, but we'll see what happens here.
Yep. Come through turns 3 and 4, come to the start finish line, and I believe that will be the end of the stage. Yep, that's the end of the stage. So why? Oh, Mike. Oh, hang on to it, buddy. So Ryan will win stage 1 with JB 2nd. But we got some guys in front of here as well. Looks like Weasel and NSP. Interesting. So it looks like NSP will get the free pass. So Weasel actually was able to stretch it on fuel, and he's actually going to win the stage. Very interesting. That takes a playoff point away from these guys, since he's not in the playoffs. So Weasel will win stage 1 with Ryan 2nd, JB 3rd, Mike 4th, and Bradley running out the top 5. Then you got Tegan 6th, Encock 7th, Spencer 8th, Harris 9th, and Kevron running out the field in 10th. And then you have NSP in 11th, who got the free pass. So we're gonna start off the final stage here. It'll be 101 laps that come down to the end of the race. You gotta probably make at least like 4 pit stops, maybe 5 the most. So these crews are gonna gotta be nailing these stops. And it looks like Mike Man.
Yeah, Mike is the first one off.
Yep, Mike Man will win the race off pit road. Gained, I believe, 4 spots on that stop. Well, 3 spots actually. Great pit work by that 9 team. So Mike takes the lead back on pit stops. And Weasel, who was the leader, falls back to 6th. So not a good stop for that 24 bunch. So Mike Man will be your leader with Ryan 2nd, Bradley 3rd, JB went 4th, and Tegan rounding out the top 5. Then you got Weasel 6th, Incock 7th, Spencer 8th, Harris 9th, and Kevlon will be 10th. Catch up to the field now. And NSP will be your last car on the lead lap. Starting at the tail end of the field.
Looks like we're going to go green here, so since we missed the start, you want to go ahead and send us off?
Sure thing. So they're going to get a good view here of Ryan here on the restart. As he look back to the field. Green flag will be back in the air. Buddy, who's going to make the final round in the Bluegrass State, boys? 101 laps to decided here in Kentucky. Mike Man gets a good jump as they come off of turn 2, side by side for second between Bradley and Ryan.
Oh, Tegan, he got a great jump.
Here comes JP on the inside. Tegan contact between the 14 and the 88. That cost Ryan some momentum. He lost Bradley, get clear for second. And Tegan looks like he get third of the line. And JP will be 5th with Ryan in 4th. And Mike Man out in front of Kentucky. Ooh, contact between the 14 and the 24. And you do not want to be on this outside lane. Ryan's already losing spots. Very valuable spots. He's going to dive it into turn 3, try to get it on back on the bottom. But JP and the 41's not going away. Oh, that's tight racing. Between the 14 and the 41, they're not giving it any room, any inch. Two laps already on the green, and they're still side by side like it's a restart. I think Ryan will get it this time.
Yeah, Ryan was able to make the high lane work in turn 1 and 2, but I don't know if it'll work in 3 and 4. JB's coming back on him though.
Contact again between the 14 and the 41. Weasel on the 24 is going to pull up to the back bumper of the 14. Oh, I had to upset Ryan's car. He went way up high. And now they're 3 wide. That Weasel gave a shot to Ryan, I believe unintentionally, and that upset Ryan's car, and he falls all the way to the back of the pack now.
Meanwhile, we got a 3-car battle for the lead between Mike, Bradley, and Tegan.
Yep, Bradley has tracked down Mike Man. And meanwhile, the battle, you see the battle in the back there. It looks like they're 3 wide and like for 5th. Oh, contact
Spencer. There goes Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer goes around the 8. I just saw a glimpse of it. He made contact with somebody. But he keeps it going straight. Looks like he got clipped, I believe. I believe it's Kevlon that he made contact with, sent him on the apron in turn 1. And he was able to keep going straight. Just caught a glimpse of him making contact with somebody, but we keep it green. He's right on board with JB as we look at this trio battle for the lead. Tegan, look, he scraped the wall a little bit going into turn 1. Whoa! He got really loose there going into turn 3. He got put on the apron and shot back up back in the lane.
Looked like JB went down in the grass.
He was able to keep. Oh, speaking of the grass, Kevlon got a piece of it. He's trying to get 5th from Incog. Oh, Kevlin leading.
Contact.
Oh, huge stack up here. Ryan in the 14's got nowhere to go. He's going to push Kevlon here in the 77. You got Incog of the 18 on the outside. Ooh,
Meanwhile, out front, Bradley is on the inside of Mike.
Right on board here with Tegan here. Just look at this battle for the lead. Ooh, contact maybe between the 88 and the 9. That opens the door.
And that's going to shuffle Mike back to third as Tegan goes through.
More contact there between the 4 and the 9. I don't think Mike will be a little happy with that move from Bradley. Meanwhile, in the back...
Oh, now it looks like Bradley is opening the door for Tegan to make the move for the lead
now. Oh, he shut the door on him, though. And Tegan's going to shut the door on Mike. That's some fast action here. Yeah, Kentucky got a battle for 5th in the back. And now he got a battle for 2nd heating up again between Mike and Tegan. Oh, Tegan hit the wall. Yeah, I think that did some damage.
And just a bit.
Meanwhile, NSP and Spencer are battling in the back there, I believe, for 8th. Oh, Kevin got really loose off of turn 4 in front of Weasel. Oh, contact between the 8 and the 22. Oh, 22's in the wall.
And that put NSP in the wall.
Contact between Harris and Incog. Trying to avoid NSP. And I believe, for the first time since the restart, everyone's single file. And as soon as I say that, we got battle for the lead heating up again.
Front. Mike's trying to take the lead back.
And Mike will get it at the line.
Tegan's trying to take 2nd away.
Here comes T, and JB in the 41 is caught in the mix as well.
Oh, Mike way up high. That's going to allow Bradley to try to make a move, but he shuts the door.
And Tegan got loose underneath Bradley there in the 88. They have to fall back to 3rd.
Got a hit of that dirty air.
And look at the top 4. 2 Hendrick cars versus 2 Haas cars. Anything sweeter?
I'd say this is a repeat of Talladega with the Hendrick and Haas cars battling each other.
Got a battle here behind Kevlon between another Hendrick car, the 24 Weasel, and then the 8 of Spencer. Oh, Spencer got a little tight there underneath the 24. Kevlon's on the apron off of turn 2. I don't think it's... Oh, NSP got the wall off of 2. But for Kevlon, I don't think it's supposed to be that low. But he made it work. And Weasel will hold on to... That would be for 7th place. Meanwhile, back up front. The top 4, you can throw a blanket on these 4 cars. Oh, a little clean air on the nose of the 88 car. Oh, the Haas car's got the wall for turn 2. The dirty air, that didn't help him. JB in the 41, seeing the 4, look like kissed the wall for turn 2. That spreads things out a little bit, but on the top 4. Meanwhile, that battle between 7th is not heating up. Well, actually, it is heating up. It ain't cooling down, though. And battle behind them, we got the Penske cars here, the 12 and the 22, battling for 9th. Oh, contact between Incog and NSP. NSP goes way up the track and loses all of his momentum. He couldn't fall to the tail end of the field.
Yeah, and it looked like Kevron got loose again off of turn 2 because he was way down low. But not on the apron this time, but still.
Nobody's giving any inches. It's getting down to the end of the season. Oh, Tegan hit the wall going to turn 1. He nailed that wall going into turn 1. Okay, if turn 2 didn't do any damage, turn 1 might have.
Oh, I agree. JB's looking to make a move on the inside of him, though.
Battle for 3rd. Didn't get enough of a one off the corner, though, to get to his inside.
And now Tegan's going to try to go around Bradley.
Yeah, I think this is part of the one when Mike's car starts to haul and starts. Oh, JB on the apron off of turn 2. Tegan's loose off of 2.
He just kissed the wall that time.
Better than his other 2 hits. But I think this is part of the one when Mike's car starts getting settled in, tightening up, air pressure's built up, and starts hauling the nail.
Bradley got in the wall a little bit.
Battle for second.
That's gonna allow Tegan to come
Ooh,
through.
contact between the 4 and the 88. 88 got loose because of it. He's gonna fall back a couple spots.
That's gonna allow JB to take third away.
Just the slightest touch between the 4 and the 88 got the 88 so loose that he had to overcorrect it and save it. And get back in the battle for second.
That's gonna allow Mike to pull away even more.
Here comes JB, possibly peeking the inside Tegan for second. He will. Right on board here with Bradley. And Tegan let him have it. Oh, Bradley got really loose there in the middle of turn 2. Almost got to Tegan.
Yeah, he almost, it almost looked like a lunge at Tegan.
I don't think he was trying to lunge at him. I think he was trying to keep his car straight.
Yeah, but now Tegan's trying to lunge on JB.
Just like a couple laps ago, you didn't get enough momentum off of turn 4. But Bradley's got enough momentum down the straightaway because of the draft. Because these cars don't produce a lot of speed, but they have a lot of drag with that big spoiler on the back of the cars. So Bradley gained, get up to the bumper of Tegan in the middle of 3 and 4, but then, because he gained on entry, but then he lost on exit.
And meanwhile, all that's going on, look at the guy running in 5th place, Ryan Parsons. He wants to get involved in this fight as well.
I think I'm getting a little deja vu from Michigan. Because he was hanging in there in Michigan those few weeks ago. He was just hanging in there. He wasn't gaining anything. He wasn't losing anything. He was just hanging in there.
Yeah, but I think the view of Ryan and Bradley's mirror is just getting a little bit bigger.
Yeah, because that 14 is starting to close in on this battle. Tegan's on the 8.1 and 2. Got a battle in the back here with Harris in the 12, Weasel in the 24. Entering turn 3 along with Incog in the 18. This is for 7th place. Harris will get the spy. He's going to bring Incog with him. But Incog looks like he's got enough momentum to get to maybe the 12. Nope. Oh, Kevlon must have had an accident. There's a crash in turn 1. The SP is wrecking in turn 1. Looks like Kevlon got loose there and in turn 1, and SP had to avoid him, and then he just lost it going to turn 1, turned to the outside wall.
And it looked like a one-car incident, so no caution.
And keep it going, we stay green. That's a tough break for NSP because he's got to pit and fix all that damage.
And while all that was going on, looked like JB got around Tegan for second.
Yeah, he did. And Bradley looked like he's going to try to get by for third, maybe. Again, didn't get no momentum off of turn 2. Well, on board here with Tegan, as he has a middle 4 of an 88 car, and he's looking out front of the 41 car, right directly in front of him.
Yeah, a mirror full of Bradley and a windshield full of JB.
And throw a little green car Mike Man on top of that.
Yeah, but it looks like the 5 per second is actually pulling away from Ryan a little bit.
He was closing in there for a little bit. JB way on the apron there, over by the little drainage pipe down there, because there's a little drainage hole there on the front stretch. Oh, Tegan getting tight, a little tight there off of turn 2. He did get enough. He had enough of a 1, but he was getting tight.
Yeah, but I think also JB might have shut the door on him.
They dumped that dirty air on him, and that's why Tegan's one in the middle lane trying to get some clean air on that nose. It don't help he got a middle for Bradley in the 88.
Yeah, but JB's got to be careful not to hit that drainage pipe, like you said.
Oh, get a bumper full of Tegan with some pizza on it. Up, he got kissed the wall there. Tegan did. Got the overhead view this time, because we can see this battle between the 41, the 4, and the 88. Oh, Bradley added one off of turn 4, but he had to check up there. That might have cost him some time.
Meanwhile, Mike has a sizable gap over JB.
Oh, Harris got loose off of turn 2 that time by trying to get after Spencer. This is a battle for 6th place between Spencer and Harris.
Yep, it's a battle for 6th.
Looks like there's a gap, brewing, growing a little bit between. Oh, shoot
a little
shot!
bit of contact between Harris and Spencer.
Bump and run at Kentucky.
That's gonna force him up. Even more contact. Spencer almost in the wall there.
Bump and run, Kentucky style. And Harris is up to 6th. Gonna shut the door on him. And Hickok of the 18's looking in the background too. Looks like that battle's cooled off now. Meanwhile, nothing's really changed between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Oh, we got another battle hitting up in the back here. Hickok of the 18 as Spencer pitted. Spencer makes his green flag pit stop. Second one of the night. I think Spencer had enough of getting run over by Harris there for a moment. So Spencer was the first one to start pit stops this time. Who's going to be the next one?
Looks like it'll be Mike, JB, Tegan, and pretty much the entirety of the top 5.
Yeah, how about the top 5? We'll throw with that in there.
And Harris and Incog are joining them, so...
That's 7 of the top 8. And that's going to hand the lead over to Weasel. And Kevon's pitting as well. NSP's on pit road. He might be done for the night, I'm not so sure. But Spencer's coming out of the pits.
And if so, that'll definitely hurt NSP's championship hopes. Major playoff implications.
I believe he entered 6th on the playoff grid anyway, so that's not really going to help anything. Weasel stays out. Oh, so apparently, I got a viewer here watching the stream, I believe, saying that some guys sped on pit road. Yeah, Mike Man sped on pit road. I think Bradley sped on pit road. JB, because they're out behind Kevon.
The Weasel's in the pits now.
Yep, so that's going to hand the lead over to, I believe, Tegan, maybe. Yeah, because I don't see what Tegan is on track. He might be ahead of these guys. Yeah, he's on the backstretch now.
Yeah, he's entering turn 3.
That's huge.
Man.
Like, 4 of the top 5 sped on pit road, I believe. Because Mike, Bradley, and Ryan, and JB, they're all in their own little bubble. Wow. Still got a long way to go, but... How about Kevon up here in the mix? Because he took advantage of that situation. He gained like 4 spots. Because I think that puts him in the top 5 now, maybe.
I think maybe in 2nd.
Yeah, I think he is in 2nd. And I did see that NSP is done for the night, so... Looks like I'm gonna have to pack it up and go to Auto Club next week.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Harris scrubbing the wall a little bit going into zone 1. By the way, thank you to the viewer for getting us that little update on Mike Mann and Bradley and others speeding on pit road. Oh, contact shot payback there between Spencer and Harris. And Harrison not like that at all. He's gonna run him down to the apron.
And then Cog's getting a good view of that little payback.
He got a good view of the first hit.
He's probably thinking to himself, "Hey, I want to join in."
Yeah, that was a little bit of, I think, a little bit of a payback move there. Spencer protecting the bottom there going into turn 3.
Well, Harris way up high. That's going to allow Incog to take the spot away from him.
Yep. I believe that's for 6th. Meanwhile, Weasel's behind them. And then I believe you got the leaders coming up behind them as well. With Kevlon, Mike, and Bradley. And Tegan, I believe, he's over in turn 4 now. So he's in his own little zip code. And it looks like Kevlon did let Bradley and Mike go. So Kevlon will fall back to 4th, I believe.
Well, actually, I'm looking at Mike's stream right now, and he's actually running in 6th place.
So Weasel might be in 5th then. Because JB and Ryan, they ended behind him, and he exited behind him. So this battle between Spencer and Incog's heating up again. Oh, that was tight off of turn 2 for Spencer. He almost got the wall there. So this could be the...
Mike is 6th, Bradley is 7th, Kevron's in 8th, Weasel's in 5th, Harris is in 4th.
So this is the battle for 2nd. So yeah, this is the battle for 2nd. So Tegan's the leader. And then Cog and Spencer Harris are bound for 2nd to 4th. Oh, they're about to go 3 wide for 2nd here in a minute. But Spencer got really high in the middle 1 and 2, so he falls back to 4th. So yeah, there's Weasel in 5th. So yeah, if we don't get a caution here, that's going to kill Mike, Bradley, JB, and Ryan's races. Right on board here with Spencer. So these 3 guys got the gift of God right here.
Yeah, Tegan's entering turn 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
And Incog just came off of turn 2, so he has a full straightaway lead over 2nd place Incog.
Well, he's on easy street.
Well, of course, in this league things can change in a hurry, and yeah, they definitely did.
Oh man, Harris and Incog are gonna have a little ruffle here for 2nd. Meanwhile, right on board here with Spencer. Oh, Incog got a little bit of the apron there. That's gonna allow the 12 to check up, and the 8. Oh, maybe 3 wide here possibly.
For 2nd almost.
Harris did not. He let him go, but.
Yeah, Harris was like, no thanks, but I'm gonna try to get back at Spencer anyway.
Back underneath him for 3rd. Put the crossover on him. And Harris will get back by Spencer for 3rd, maybe, if Spencer can get enough of 1 off of 2. Incog got tight off of 2, he's going to hit the wall!
Incog hard in the wall, and that's gonna kill his momentum.
Oh, there you go, there's your 3rd and 2nd right there. 2 for 1 deal. I saw Incog getting tight there off of turn 2, and I looked like he was going to go straight for the wall, and the green car hit the green wall at Kentucky. Oh,
and that allowed the red and white car and the blue and white car to take advantage.
And the green car made love with the green wall again. But Spencer's trying to get back on the outside of Harris for a 2nd. Look at this one by Spencer they just had. Had a nice one for 2nd on the outside.
Gonna force him up into the wall though.
That green car's gonna make it 3 wide though. Possibly. Maybe not, but we got battle for second heating up. These three are not going away. Harris back up to second. Spencer back to third, and Incog in fourth.
Well, Spencer's gonna try to make another run on the outside of Harris.
It seems like Harris is exiting lower off the corner. Maybe that's how Spencer's able to gain the momentum.
Yeah, but Harris holds on to it.
And Incog's gonna try to take advantage now for third. But while these three are battling, that that yellow and silver car, whoa! Spencer got loose there on the trial, but that chrome and yellow 24 cars, Weasel is looking in the background too. But these three just keep battling with each other.
Yeah, he might have something for the battle for second if they keep going the way they're going.
And Mike seems to have to pull. Weasel was on the apron there, 3-4, all four tires beneath that yellow line. But Mike has got away from Bradley, and he's closing in on Weasel for fifth. And then you got Kevin and Bradley in the battling for seventh.
Mikeman and others sped on pit.
Yeah, they we got the information that he just sped on pit road. Oh, Incog got the wall for two. Spencer's wrecking on the backstretch. Got loose off of turn two, and then he collided with the inside wall to keep it going. And also at the same time, Incog at the 18 hit the wall for turn two. And that allows Weasel to get back in the fight.
Yeah, that allows Weasel to catch up.
And Mike Man as well.
Yeah, but Mike looks like he's still a little too far away.
I wonder how much damage that Spencer got there on the 8.
He might have quite a bit of damage with how hard he hit that inside wall.
Meanwhile, Kevlon and Bradley are just chugging along here in 7th and 8th.
Here comes Weasel on the inside of Spencer.
I don't think he's gonna. He's still there on the inside.
Oh, contact
between the 8 and the 24. Spencer's in the wall just about. And put Weasel up to 4th. Meanwhile, while this is going on, Tegan is halfway down the back straightaway with Harris coming off of turn 2.
Yeah, he's still maintaining that straightaway lead over second place.
From Harris's view, you can't even see Tegan.
Yeah, from Tegan's view, you can't even see Harris.
Yeah, right on board with Tegan. I mean, Harris. And
oh yeah. I just saw I just saw Harris come off of turn 4, like right when Tegan entered turn 1.
Yeah, I saw.
That's how much of a lead that Tegan has.
Meanwhile, Spencer's trying to get back at Weasel here for 4th. And Bradley and Kevlon are hanging around behind Mike there as well.
Spencer's trying to come back on Weasel though.
Right on board here with the 8 car. He got really loose off of turn 4 that time by. He keeps it going straight though. But like I mentioned, I wonder how much that damage is affecting him on that left side.
Well, from the looks of it, yeah, I mean, he has damage, but it looks like it's not really affecting him too much.
He had a nice run there in the middle of 3 and 4 to Spencer. But he just lost on an exit there.
Yeah, Weasel's on the apron trying to break that toe.
Yeah, he did it a lap ago as well. And Spencer didn't follow him. Meanwhile, the second green car of the field, Mike Man the 9, he's closing in on this battle for 5th with Spencer.
Oh yeah, he's really closing up. I believe he might be there already.
Oh, Spencer getting tight there on turn 4. That opens the door for Mike to take an advantage.
And it looks like he will.
Yeah, it looks like Spencer just let him go there. So put Mike back up to the top 5 after that pit road speeding penalty. Weasel got on the apron on turn 2 there.
Yeah, I got a little bit loose. And that's going to allow Mike to take fourth away.
Weasel was a little slow at the end on turn 3. Now we got battle for 5th heating up again. And Weasel will hold on to 5th. Kevon got loose off of turn 2 that time by behind Bradley. Weasel shut the door on him there. Best battle for 5th, it ain't going away.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's trying.
I wonder, do you think Weasel ended up getting loose off of turn 2 and lost all that momentum, or do you think he let Mike go knowing he had the faster car?
Well, to be honest, I'm not really sure, but I think he might have gotten loose off of turn 2.
That's what I'm thinking. But it just seemed a little suspicious, you know? I could be wrong, though. But I'm pretty sure he did get loose off of 2, because he had like 4 tires on the apron off of 2.
Oh, Spencer in the wall.
Keeps it going, though. He's like, I've already damaged the left side. I might just get this white one of those scuffed up. Meanwhile, we try to go back up to this gap between 1st and 2nd. Harris is coming through turn 1 now. And get to Tegan here. He's under turn 3. With Harris off of turn 2. That's just how big of a lead he has. And it don't help that the 9, the 88, the others sped on pit road.
Yeah, Tegan should be thanking those guys for speeding on pit road, but of course, like Richmond, another pit road mistake from Mike might cost him.
That's if we don't get a caution. And speaking of Mike, he's closing in on Incock here for 3rd. We're going to have a battle with the green cars here. And Spencer and Weasel are not going away from each other, but however, Kevlon and Bradley have closed in on those two as well. And we got a battle here between Kevlon and Bradley now just talking about it. Looks like Kevlon will let Bradley back in front of him. Maybe not. Maybe he will. That is a battle for, that would be 7th place at the moment.
And when Tegan crosses the line now, there is 39 laps to go.
And Spencer's pitting now. He was running 6th. So he gives up.
Of course, he was the first car on pit road during green flag pit stops last cycle.
It helped him because he was up there with Incock and Harris in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We got Mike here in the 9. Colton on Incock in the 18.
And Harris is coming in, and Mike's coming in too.
Oh, that was a late call by Mike in the 9. And so is Bradley, and here come the other guys, JB, Ryan, actually Ryan's pitting, but JB, Kevon, and Bradley. That was a super. That was
looked like Mike slowed down to an absolute crawl to avoid getting another speeding penalty.
Ryan I think lagged out.
Yeah, it looked like he did. So
that's a 2nd playoff call out.
Yeah, both cars that started on the front row and both cars that are below the cutoff line left the race early.
Wow. So that bubble just grew even more. Mike and Harris are coming off of pit road now. Incock's on pit road. Tegan's on pit road.
Of course, Weasel is out front.
So that's another playoff implication right there. Looks like Bradley will overtake JB on the pit stops. And Kevin lost a spot as well.
Yeah, Incog second, or Incog third now. Tegan second, Mike's fourth.
So I believe Weasel's still the leader because he has yet to pit.
He is. I'm looking at Mike's stream right now, and yep, Weasel's still leading.
And Incog's coming out of the pits now.
Yeah, yep.
And Weasel, I thought he was going to pit that time by, but he's not. So Tegan's crossing the start finish line now. Mike is behind Tegan.
Yeah, Mike gained a lot of time on Tegan.
Do you think he made, I was thinking, maybe did he take 2 tires? Or did he take 4? If he gained that much time on him.
I think he might have taken 4, and Weasel's coming in now.
Well, he's losing time on Tegan because he was really tight there, 3 and 4. Because some tells me that if he gained that much time by taking 4 tires, then there's something wrong. Because he's got to lose that off turn 2. Because there's no way he gained that much time on 4 tires. Because he's still losing ground to Tegan here. Meanwhile, Weasel's on pit road. That will complete the exchange of green flag pit stops. The second round, and that'll hand the lead back over to Tegan. And I lost connection to the lobby.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, it kicked me out.
Oh, looks like everyone is still spread out though. The only real battle on the track is looks like the battle between JB and Kevron.
Let me see if I can try joining off of you. If I can.
Well, I don't know if you'll be able to.
It shows I can. Don't copyright me for that. So don't copyright the stream for that. Alright, we are back in it now. Because I did join off of your thing. You got 30 laps to go in the race. Because they're on lap 103 and 134.
Well, I think they're on lap 104 now, so it'll be 31 laps to go.
Yep.
I think they might still have to make 1 or 2 more pit stops.
I believe they would have to make 1 more, maybe. It would be like super late in the race. Or some people might try to stretch it.
Oh, and Mike's coming back in. So I think you may be right. He did take 2 tires, so...
Yeah, I was like, there's no way he took 4 tires if he gained that much time on Tegan. Like, there's just no way. So I'm pretty sure he did take 2. Which I think that was
because I'm looking at Mike's stream right now. His left front and left rights are 33 and 24 respectively.
So yeah, I knew there was no way that he took 4 and gained that much time. So yeah, he was running second.
That probably means that Harris has reassumed second with Incog in third.
Then I believe is Spencer in 4th then?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so yeah, I see Incog up there now. Yeah, there's Harris and Incog passing through now. So Bradley will be 5th, JB 6th, Kevon is 7th. And speaking of that battle for 2nd, it's heating up now between the 12 and the 18. Harris gets the spot from Incog. And Kevon also just pitted as well. Harris got the wall there, that lets Incog get back to the inside. And Harris will get the spot back to Incog, maybe.
Yeah, but Harris is gonna try to get him again.
And pulled right up to his back bumper there. Looks like he's not gonna be doing anything with it.
Meanwhile, Tegan is in his own zip code.
Yep.
Yeah, and with Mike coming down pit road a second time, that's gonna drop him down to 9th, but he just passed Kevron for 8th.
Yeah. So, I think if nothing happens to Tegan here, he should win this race. And we could have possibly an upset here between Incog and Harris. For Harris, that'd actually be good. Actually, no, Harris. Actually, yeah, it would be good for Harris because he did get eliminated in the first round. So it'd be nice to get a little momentum back on his side. Same with Incog as well. Actually, I think Incog got eliminated last round too. So, but Spencer and Bradley are closing in, I believe, on these two.
Well, but maybe not. It looks like Bradley might be closing in on Spencer.
Yeah, as they're both closing in on these 12 and the 18, maybe. And JB and the 41 looking in the background too. And it looks like Incog is pulling away from Harris here.
Yeah, and he is.
Harris, especially since Harris got loose off of turn 2 that time, but.
So Harris is coming into the pit.
He'll give up the 3rd spot.
So I think that may be because they may not be able to make it on fuel, or unless this is their last green flag stop.
It would be safe to assume that I think this would be their last stop, if they can't make it. So Tegan just crossed the start finish line. Incog is coming off of turn 4, so that's the gap between 1st and 2nd. Meanwhile, I got this nice battle here. This is for 3rd on track. You got Spencer in the 8, trying to hold off Bradley in the 88, and JV in the 41. And then they stay out again this time by. I'm right on board here with Bradley, trying to track down this 8 car here. Bradley gave up a little time there on entry to Spencer, but he's able to gain it here on exit. And here comes Bradley on the inside for 3rd. Try to get that side draft, that side suck going into turn 3.
Yeah, but Spencer is not going to make it easy for him, though.
Oh, contact. Oh, more contact. Spencer's in the wall. From my view, I couldn't tell if Spencer came down into Bradley or if Bradley washed up into him.
I think it might be Bradley washing up into Spencer.
Well, I'm sure if Bradley will be, either way, Bradley did appreciate it either way. Whether it was him or not that started it. But it looked like from my end, it looked like Spencer looked like went down into Bradley, and then Bradley went back up into him to show his displeasure.
I believe they are now on 20 to go.
Yep, and that battle for third ain't cooling down whatsoever. Look like JB's gonna try to get a one here on Spencer for fourth. Here comes JB on the inside of the 8 car.
Tegan crossed the line with 19 to go.
Contact again between the 41 and the 8 as Incock just pitted there. And that time, look,
Yeah,
JB washed up into him.
Yeah, we're coming up on that last green flag stop.
And it looks like JB will clear Spencer here. Ooh, Spencer got a little loose there off of 2. So this is with second, third, and fourth on track at the moment.
I'm looking at Mike's stream. Mike went down on the inside of Weasel, but I don't think that for 7th place. But I don't know if that particular move was for position or not. I think he may have gotten that when some of these guys started coming in.
Yeah, Incock's coming out of the pits now. Tegan is still staying out on the track as the leader. And so are Bradley, JB, and Spencer. One on board here with Spencer as he tries to gain ground back on the 41 here. Drove in hard in the turn 3 there. But he'll maintain it, maybe lose some on exit. Yeah, it looks like he's going to start losing time now on the exit.
Oh yeah, JB's pulling away from Spencer a little bit.
Yeah, but they're also closing in on Bradley as well. Oh, Bradley got loose there over turn 2. He clipped the apron there, so did Spencer. Spencer got loose as well, but it looked like Bradley clipped the apron and then shot him up the track near the wall. And JB gave up so much time there on the entry in the turn 3 that he gained it back on exit.
Lightman and others sped on pit.
That's just a little bug, I guess, with this game. But that comment, but it's all good. I mean, I'll go back up front here. Tegan stayed out again. And got a battle heating up for second between JB and Bradley. Right back on board here with Spencer. JB cutting on the apron.
Looks like he might make the move work this time.
Bradley gives up the spot. He's going to try to put the crossover, maybe. He got the one though. But he's going to stay behind him. Yep, so put the 41 up in the second now. They just crossed the start finish line. Now going into turn 1, and Tegan is all the way in turn 3. So they're like a straightaway and a half away.
Yeah, I think Tegan gained time on them.
Well, they're battling with these three are battling with each other, so it makes sense. As Bradley looks to the inside again of JB for second here. He's there. But JB gets the one off the corner. One on board here with Bradley. See what he's going to try playing here for his next move on the 41 for second.
Tegan crossed the line with 11 to go.
So it looks like some of these guys are going to try to stretch it maybe, or wait till they have absolute latest to pit maybe.
Either that, or they might try to stretch it all the way to the end.
That too. And since Tegan has such a big lead, that he can actually try to save a little bit here, if he's trying to go all the way.
Yeah, he can probably just cruise at this point.
Yep.
10 to go.
Meanwhile, this battle for second, Spencer's pitting now. So he couldn't make it to the end, so he'll give up 4th place. This battle for second still heating up though between the 41 and the 88. JB looked like got the ape in there a little bit. Right on board here with Bradley. While Tegan continues to lead.
9 to go.
Oh, the 41 and the 88 are pitting now.
Looks like they weren't able to stretch it.
It looked like, I thought it looked from right on board Bradley, it looked like he was going to plow into the 41 there. So they'll give up 2nd and 3rd. While Tegan, like I mentioned, continues to lead here.
Oh, Tegan's coming in.
Oh, he about missed pit road there, but he's good.
Yeah, coming to 8 to go when Tegan comes in.
So he had a nice gap over 2nd and 3rd. I don't know who is in 2nd now. Meanwhile, Incog gets by Weasel here in the 24, as well as Kevon in the 77.
And Mike's up to 3rd now.
JB and Bradley just came out of pit road now.
And Weasel's the one leading.
Tegan's coming out of the pits now as well. So it looks like Weasel's going to try to stretch it to the end here, maybe. Believe they're on 8 laps to go now.
I believe Weasel crossed the line with 6 to go.
6 to go, okay. Ooh, Kevon got loose off of turn 2 there, battling with Incog and JP. But I don't think that's for position on the 41. Maybe the 18, but not the 41. Coming to 5 laps to go this time by.
No more cautions.
Yep, 5 to go. Weasel trying to get his 3rd win of the season. He won the first 2 playoff races when he wasn't in the playoffs. Yeah, he won Dover on fuel mileage, and he won Chicagoland on fuel mileage.
But can he win Kentucky on fuel mileage?
We'll see.
And be the playoff spoiler to end all playoff spoilers?
The answer will be coming up here shortly. I thought he was going to pit that time by. 4 laps to go now.
I think he might be slowing down to try to save as much fuel as he possibly can.
Got Harris in the 12 closing in on him, but I don't think that's for position. Spencer's riding the wall there in turn 2, it looked like. Coming to 3 laps to go now. Weasel's still chugging along. Got a middle full of that red and white 12 car.
Yeah, Weasel's leading. Hang on a sec. I am looking at Mike's stream for the positions here. Weasel's leading, Tegan's 2nd, Mike's 3rd, JB's 4th, Kevron is 5th. So Harris is not for position.
Yep, he just unlapped himself. 2 laps to go this time by Kentucky. 3 more miles. He's got 3 more miles to make it to the end on fuel. Yeah, Spencer got really loose off of turn 2. He's about wrecking in the back there behind Weasel. Come through 3 and 4 to take the white flag. White flag is in the air. Final lap of Kentucky. Can Weasel make it back around one more time and get his 3rd win of the season? He's been the playoff spoiler the first 2 races on field mileage. Can he do it 3 for 3? Down the backstretch for the final time for the 24 car. Made the announcement that he's going to be in the 41 next season. And what better way to continue the momentum than riding through Kentucky to the Blue Guy straight off of turn 4 to the checkered flag. Weasel's a winner again at the Cup Series, 3rd win of the season. He's your winner, Kentucky.
You know, I think we should start calling him the master of the fuel mileage game.
So Weasel ends up winning. Tegan ends up 2nd. But you gotta be mad. You gotta be mad if you're him because he was literally the nothing. He had this race won, and then Weasel stretched it on fuel mileage, and that's like the worst way to lose.
All right, so the top 10: Weasel with the win, Tegan 2nd, Mike Man 3rd, JB 4th, Kevron 5th, Incog 6th, Bradley 7th, Harris 8th, Spencer 9th, Ryan 10th, and NSP 11th.
Gotta feel bad for NSP and Ryan. The 2 drivers below the cutoff line, not even make it to the checkered flag.
Yeah, and they started on the front row.
So Weasel once again plays playoff spoiler, once again on fuel mileage, and picks up his 3rd win in the season. All in the playoffs. Imagine if he was able to make the playoffs. He'd be going to the championship by now.
Oh yeah, he would be a serious threat.
Yeah, for Las Vegas. Another mile and a half, similar to Kentucky. And Kevon had the fastest lap with a 30.895. A little over a tenth of a second better than JB. So let's get your race winner in here being Weasel. Get over to his car real quick. I think I took the long way around on this one. Oh, no I didn't. There we go. Let's get our race winner in here. Get our race winner in here. He's stretching on fuel mileage for the 3rd time this season in 7 races now. That's gotta be really impressive.
How we doing, boys?
How you doing, Weasel?
Good, good.
Congratulations on your win. And it was it was once again on fuel mileage, similar to Chicagoland. And you also stretched it out on the end of stage 1 as well, winning that stage as well. So, take us through what your mindset was, knowing that you were able to stretch it to the end of stage 1, but now you're also able to stretch it to the end of the race.
Well, in stage 1, I wasn't planning on trying to stretch it. In stage 1, I think we had an incident that happened on the, I think it was coming out of turn 2 or turn 4, I can't remember exactly where. And I was behind Pimcraft, not Pimcraft, that's the used to drive the 22. I was sitting there riding behind NSP, and I think he thought that a caution had come out, so he had lifted right in front of me, and it killed the front of my car, so I had to go with a different strategy, and it ended up working out for me, and I decided to just take that strategy and kind of apply it to the rest of the race.
Yeah, in a race where your teammates, Bradley and Mike, they sped on pit road.
There was more than them. I mean, there was.
Oh, I know. I know.
I think 4 of the top 5 sped.
Yeah, that's right.
That didn't.
Yeah, Bradley, Mike, JB, and Ryan. And Tegan was the only one.
And kudos to Mike though. That dude was hauling it. I mean, he was by far the fastest on the track.
Yeah, we saw that you got loose off of turn 2 and you let him go. I was I was questioning it because it looked a little suspicious, but we believe that you just got loose off of turn 2, lost all your momentum, and let Mike by you.
There was at one point on the time, I don't know how many times that dude passed me today. It was quite a bit, but yeah, there was at one point I got really loose off of turn 2. And I think it was when him and somebody else was around me. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Kevron,
Yeah, I believe it was Kevon.
or it was either Kevron or Spencer. I can't remember. But yeah, I got really loose coming off of turn 2, and I had to completely let out of the throttle because I was about to spin it because I was down on the apron and stuff. But I was able to save it.
Yeah, we're calling it now. I think it was Spencer that it happened around. It was you three. But next week we head to Fontana. So how do you feel about going to the 2-mile racetrack out in California?
I love Fontana. I feel like I've always been pretty good at Fontana. When you go to Fontana, it's more about your tire wear than it is going to be fuel, so that's going to be really tough. It's about managing your tires a little more.
Kylo, got any questions for him?
Now, do you think we should start calling you the fuel mileage master, considering that this is your 3rd win of the season and all on fuel mileage, all in the playoffs?
Fuel merchant. I wish I was in the playoffs, man.
Yeah.
That's what the two of us were thinking. Because if you were in the playoffs, then
this would lock me in the Final Four, right?
Yeah, you would be a serious threat for the title if you were in the playoffs.
Well, you know, as always next year, I'm gonna try to commit to running full time next year. I know I've said that for like probably the last 3 years in this league that I want to commit to running full time, and it's never worked out. But I really want to try to do that next year. So.
Well, you are a very solid enough driver to do that.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your 3rd win of the season in the playoffs, Mr. Fuel Mileage Master. And see you next week at Fontana.
Thank you guys. Thank y'all for streaming. It'll be good to go back and watch.
I had a little hiccup in the middle of it, but we were able to get back on track.
Yeah, I think everyone was talking about that during the race.
Of course, the entirety of Talladega was a hiccup because I was left speechless.
I think everybody was left speechless from that. That's an all-timer. It'll go down for a while. But y'all have a good night.
Yes, sir. You too.
Right, thank you.
Alright, we're gonna try to get Tegan in here.
Tegan.
Yep, who finished 2nd. It's gotta be painful to have a win handed to you and somehow still gets out of your grasp.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, about with the Incog, Harris, and Spencer getting handed like the gift of God. This was literally like the mega gift of God, and somehow God's like, nope, I'm gonna give it to this guy because he deserves it more. That's a shame though for Tegan, but he's got like a ton of points anyway on the cutoff line, so I guess it doesn't matter. But I think trying to get his 11th win of the season would have been even better, getting double digits. So let's get Tegan in here real quick.
Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow, but I bet he's still got to feel good about his result.
Okay. Try to get Tegan in here. We'll see, because he came he had the I wouldn't say he had the best car, but he definitely had a top 5 car. Because like Weasel said, Mike was lights out, probably the fastest car in the field. But I told you not to sleep on Tegan though, so because it might have started in the back, but he somehow got up to the front real quick and stayed there for the rest of the night.
Well, I never sleep on Tegan.
I don't think anyone does. Speak of the devil, there's Tegan. How are you?
I'm good.
Are you sure?
As good as I'm going to be, I guess.
Yeah, because we were just talking about that. You literally got handed a win by the gift of God when your 4 competitors sped on pit road, and then somehow at the end, God's like, no, we're just going to take this win away from you, give it to Weasel, who was saving fuel at the end, and you come home finishing 2nd.
Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling that's what he was working on, but the 2 times that he pitted, He only like won an extra lap or two at most than I did, so I thought he was still gonna be short. But yeah, Wessel, I don't know how this MFer can save gas without losing time. Like when I started watching his time difference after the speeding penalties went out, it was 9.5 seconds. It stayed there almost the whole run, and he only got up to like 15 seconds by the end of that race before I made my last stop. So to only lose like 8 or 7 seconds and still be able to save, like, I mean, I pitted with 7 to go. He saved literally 7 laps, you know, and was not saving at the end either, because I wasn't gaining no time on him. So, like I told him a while ago, I guess I'm going to have to dust off the steering wheel and bite the bullet and just fucking learn on that son of a bitch this year for next year. I feel like I've lost some speed anyway, staying on the controller, so it's probably time to switch over to the steering wheel and see what I can do on that son of a bitch.
That sounds like a nightmare, to be honest.
It probably will be.
Because if you're this good on a controller, then I can only imagine what you're gonna be on a wheel.
He's probably God tier on a wheel. I mean, he's
I
God tier already.
I ain't got the patience. I've done it like 3 or 4 times. Got it out. Like, okay, I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna do it. And then I'm like, no, this is how can anybody race with a steering wheel? It's shit. So I'm gonna have to do it. I mean, if it weren't for that, Mike would have probably won the race. If it weren't for his speeding penalty, he would have been close with Wessel, even with that speeding penalty, because Mike was only like 7 seconds behind me there at the end. So Mike was hell on wheels after that speeding penalty. I don't know what he did to the car, but he was kind of hauling ass. So
take us through when y'all came down pit road, like the top, like 7 of the top 8 literally pitted all together at once, and like I mentioned, 4 of the top 5 ended up speeding on pit road. What was your mindset through that part of that race?
I mean, at that time, you're just hoping if there's no yellow, because all you got to do, like I came out with like a 5-6 second lead on second place, so all you got to do is just keep it off the apron and don't speed on your pit stops, and you should have it. In a perfect world, you should have that win, but you know, fuel mileage gets involved, so that kind of blew that shit up.
Now we're going to Fontana next week, heading out to the 2-mile D-shaped oval. So how do you feel about Fontana next week?
I feel pretty good about Fontana. I'm really good there. I don't think I've lost a race there in a couple years in any league I've run that race in, so probably just jinxed it. But if it comes down to a fuel mileage race and Wessel's in it, it's not going to matter anyway, so there's that.
NSP got any NSP. Kyle got any questions for him?
Well, of course, Wessel did say that it's more of a tire management race rather than a fuel management race.
Oh, see, I don't have trouble with tires at Auto Club.
Well, congratulations on another second place finish at Tegan, and good luck to you next week at Fontana.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Now we're going to try to see if we can get 3rd place in here. I believe it was Mike that finished 3rd.
Yes, it is.
Like, he had a roller coaster ride. He's dominating, leading the race, and then gets that speeding penalty, which ultimately takes him out of the fighting for the win. But he was like a man on a mission after that. He started flying through the field and got a 3rd place finish out of it. Which, on those type of races, a 3rd is pretty much a win in itself. So we're gonna try to get Mike in here real quick. And there's Mike. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How about you guys?
We're doing all right.
Good.
Well, after a roller coaster of events for you tonight, you come home with a 3rd place finish. So take us through the whole race basically.
Yeah, fired off really well in stage one. Just didn't have the tire cause I had to take 2 in stage one. Ryan, I think, had his tire wear was less than mine, so he was able to take no tires and get the stage. I think him and JB both went no tires, if I'm not mistaken. And then I got out to the lead after the stage, and then I sped, which normally I'd be mad, but 3 other people did it, so it's it's a little makes it a little more lighthearted. But I didn't win, and even if I didn't speed, I wasn't gonna win. But the last stage was about as fun as I've had driving a car in this game. I don't know what it was, but I felt really, really good and felt just glued to the track. And to speed and then come away with 3rd and gain a lot on the 4, you lose 15 seconds speeding. I finished, I think, less than 8 behind him. So for that, I think it's a good result. I maintained points against the 41, and I gained on the 14. So those are two pluses for me. But yeah, I think it's overall a good night. I had a good car, so that's good for I guess my momentum heading into Fontana, which has been a good track for me. Showed speed, and I don't really count Talladega as like a serious race, but in the last 2 races, Richmond and Kentucky, that aren't super speedways, I've been really, really strong. So it feels like I'm peaking at the right time. Again, really would like to tone down the mistakes. Lucky for me, it only cost me 1 spot and not the win. I'd be a little angrier and more like I was after Richmond if Tegan had won and I was 2nd and Wessel wasn't able to save the fuel like he did. I'm getting a little tired of saving fuel like that, but congratulations to him. Good feat for him to be able to do that. Not many other people can do it to the degree he can. So congratulations to him. But yeah, I think 3rd place, 4th in the stage is a pretty solid night for me.
Well, you left me speechless because I think that's the first time I literally have had no questions to ask. So Callow, got any questions for him?
No, sir. I think you've put it very well there.
Yeah, pretty much. So congratulations on your podium finish, Mike, after an up and down night, and we'll see you next week at Fontana.
Yep, see you guys. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Now we're gonna try to get the 4th place finisher in here. I believe was that Kevon?
No, it was JB.
Oh, JB. Then Kevon was 5th, right?
Yep.
Okay. So we're gonna get JB in here. Get old JB in here. He had a quiet night. I mean, besides the speeding penalty, but he had somewhat of a quiet night. Coming home with a top 5 finish. And speaking of the devil, there's JB. How are you?
I'm alright.
Well, that's good. Well, you were one of the quartet, I guess you call it, to be handed a speeding penalty ticket. So take us through that part of your night.
My favorite part of the night. Complete sarcasm. Basically, I was speeding by, technically it would be 1 mile per hour because they give you a 5 mile per hour buffer, but I was going 51 and you can get up to 50, and I was concerned because Bradley was coming in a little hot, so I was trying to speed up because I didn't want to lose too much time, and well, I ended up catching myself too close to the line. But yeah, we had a good car. But Mike was just above and beyond faster than everyone else. But for speeding, I'll take getting fourth, I guess.
And you having quite a battle there with not with Bradley and Timo and Tegan as well. So it looked like y'all going back and forth. That you being fourth, and you get up to third, and then second, then you fall back to third and fourth. So it was kind of like a like hot potato, so to speak. Like you get second, no, you get second. So that was a nice little battle y'all two had. Y'all three, that's what you should have had on that track there.
Yeah, I think us three were actually pretty even. I think I probably had the best long run car of us three, but I think the other two had me on the short run. I had to drive my butt off to keep up with them there at the very beginning, and then I just was able to stick in their draft. But once we got all split up, and I really didn't gain too much time on Tegan, and I really wasn't able to gain too much time on Bradley whenever I was behind him either until the long run. Then I was able to gain some time on them. But yeah, it was fun battling with them. I was really good in turns 3 and 4, and that's where I feel like I was getting them in that run. So it was definitely fun to race around them while it lasted. But yeah, still had fun.
Now we head to Fontana next week. So how do you feel about the 2-mile D-shaped oval in California?
Well, if I can get rid of my PlayStation freezing issues, I'd feel pretty good. I think I finished twice here in this league. I think I finished top 5 last year here in the playoffs. I think I did have a freezing issue that night too, where I was running right with the leaders, and then I ended up losing it a little bit because of that. But I think I have a decent shot on speed, just as long as I can remedy the mistakes and just be there when it counts. I think I'll have a pretty good shot of at least probably a top 3.
Kylo, got any questions for him?
Nope, I've got nothing.
Well, congratulations on your 4th place finish, JB, and good luck next week at Fontana.
Alrighty, thank you.
Yes, sir. So we're going to do one more interview for tonight, and it's going to be our broadcast buddy, Kevlon, making his lone cup start, coming home with a nice top 5 finish, coming home 5th. Not bad to come out of the the Nash Series and come home with a nice top 5 finish, coming to join in on the big boys on the cup side.
Yeah, I bet that result's gotta feel good for him.
Especially since after all what happened, literally got gifted like 3 spots there, I think, because of the speed penalties. I'm gonna try and get old Kevlon in here real quick. Now, no, there we go. There's the 77 call. Since he drove the 77, I'm going to put old Watermelon Man on here. And there's our broadcast buddy, Kevlon. How you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm feeling pretty good. How y'all doing?
We're doing good.
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Good deal.
Well, how does it feel to come, not only come out of the Nash Series, and to come join the big boys on the Cup side, but get a top 5 finish out of it? How do you feel about that?
Man, I tell you what, I feel really good considering the outcome. Definitely could have been a whole lot worse. Tried short pitting there, that last pit stop, 2 tires, just trying to make it to the distance and hopefully be up there with those guys in the top 5. And honestly, didn't think I had it. You know, I thought a lot of the guys were going to take 4 tires or at least 2 tires that, you know, would have still been able to get out better than me considering where I was at. And to be able to hang out with JB and Incog and Bradley there to finish 5th amongst them guys, considering the factors of a lot of them getting speeding penalties earlier in the race, man, it feels pretty good.
Will we see you in another Cup race later this year?
Definitely questionable. You'll most likely have me helping you broadcast with y'all next week here at Auto Club.
Well, I'm actually going to be on the track at Fontana. I'm going to be racing that race.
Well, there you go. I guess me and Darth Kylo's got a date.
And now that I know what the problem was when it comes to the entire stream being muted, apparently it was a PlayStation software update that had the mics muted by default.
Nevertheless, it was a speechless broadcast, so nobody can top that.
Yeah, and I told Russell that when he was in here and we were interviewing him.
Well,
and I hope y'all had much fun watching the races. Us guys on the track, man, it was a pretty cool deal with tire strategy, fuel strategy. Man, what about Weasel? Yeah, a third win pulled off by fuel strategy.
Yeah, we call him the Mr. Fuel Master now.
That's a fair and fine nickname to have. I'm sure he accepted that.
Well, I feel like he did.
Yeah. Well, nice top-out finish for you, Kevlon, and hopefully next week's podcast won't be as speechless as the other one.
Well, now that I know what the issue is.
Well, I was about to say, we want to leave our audience speechless, just at least on the other spectrum of being speechless.
Nice top-out finish for you, Kevlon, and see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for broadcasting. See y'all next week.
Yes, sir.
Yep, see you then.
And that is the last of the interviews for tonight. So, any final thoughts from tonight's race, Kylo?
Well, there are two things that would describe this race. Speeding penalties and fuel mileage. When 4 of the top 5 sped on pit road, and Tegan was gifted a win, it was Weasel that kept his tank the fullest, and he was able to stretch it all the way to the end.
So what is your outlook for next week at Fontana?
Well, honestly, I don't really have an outlook other than, of course, like what Weasel said, you know, it's a track where tires are more important than fuel, so a lot of these guys are definitely going to have to change their thinking when it comes to Auto Club.
Will we see anybody try to use the apron in 3 and 4, the bottom lane, middle lane? What do you think, which lane will come out on top for that track?
Well, I would say any lane is a good lane, but I would probably say the apron in turn 3 and 4 is definitely going to be one to watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna be back behind the wheel of Fontana next week, so I'm not so sure how my race is gonna go there at Fontana, cause I have not ran Fontana in like 4 years, so it's been a long time. So I'm gonna have to, gonna have to dust off the old controller, so to speak, and try to practice for Fontana next week.
Yeah, I was just about to say, looks like you could use a little bit of practice.
Here's the controller, go out, won a few practice laps. But
S'mores, this is my video.
Yeah, you're good. So hopefully to finish the race next week, that's probably the main goal. Try to hopefully get maybe a top 5, top 10, depends on how many show up for next week. But the main goal is just to complete all the laps. Hopefully don't lag out, and just try to be competitive in a way. We'll see though.
Yeah, it should be a fun one to watch.
Yep, could be speechless. Who knows? But that's next week. Tonight was Kentucky. Congrats to Weasel, Mr. Fuel Mileage Man. 3rd win of the season, 3rd win of the playoffs. That's 3 out of 7 now. Out of the 7 playoff races. Congrats again, Weasel. fuel mileage man. Clutched it up at the end. So that's going to be it for us, y'all. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share the stream, ring the little bell so you know about whatever we go live for the broadcast races. Also for the podcast coming out later this week, either tomorrow or Tuesday, depends. But nice race to Kentucky tonight. Hopefully go back to Fontana next week and try to match it. Maybe do a little better. We'll see. But won't know until we find out here to the track next week in California. We'll catch y'all on the next one. See y'all. And we are going to be out in 3, 2,